Welcome to the Medtech Open Office, the place to be for Medtech experts. I will now introduce you to your hosts, Munir El Azouzi and Adam Isaacs Ray. Enjoy.
Welcome to the Medtech Open Office number 8.
Yeah, number 8.
It's 8 episodes now, so great.
We made it.
So today is also the last episode of the season. I mean, we call the season mainly because it's not the end of the year. So yeah, we should we have kids and they are stopping.
It's got life. Yeah,
exactly. So this is the end of for this season. But I think it was a great season. I hope for
yeah.
It was we were testing, if I can say, this new type of discussion and model. So I hope people are really happy also for what we are providing here. We are also trying to evolve in terms of this episode, mainly how we'll be sharing some information with you. So yeah, we also need maybe your help for people that are listening to us. So mainly about what you would like to see also on this kind of episode. So Adam, everything is fine for you?
Everything's cool. Yeah, everything's cool. It's cool to be at number 8. That's that this project is. I think it's nice to. I don't know. We've ended up calling it a season.
Yeah.
I think that's fine. So yeah, I think it's been a nice experience. Yeah, I think it's really cool to see people contributing and kind of taking part and seeing what we can build. But like I said, I think the main thing is really to see what is on people's minds in industry and try and address that and have really open discussion. And what's I've found really interesting is there's been a few things that have been a theme that like we've seen every week, every episode. There's been some things that have came up on a recurring basis, and I found that very interesting. These kind of things that continually come up.
Yeah. So for me, the AI is always coming on.
AI, like I said to you, I think I said to you last time after we done the last episode, like AI is like you could do a Medtech Open Office AI like on a Friday at 5 p.m. and it would be like its own thing,
Exactly.
Always.
Okay, so for people that are listening to us, as usual, tell us where you are from and who you are mainly, so that we can also see on the map where.
Yes.
that is the
Maybe we need the Medtech Open Office map.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
So that's like the little collector's item, you know.
Exactly, yeah. So I have
Yeah.
David Pinto, so David from Lucida Medical. So hi, David. Where are you?
I do it.
Where are you listening from? I know that David sent me a message also say, "Oh, I didn't saw the announcement of the Medtech Open Office," and yeah, we have missed that because our marketing person was on holiday, so apparently he forgot to put it in the waiting list. So thank you again, David, for the information.
Yeah, thank you, dude. Nice to see you.
Don't hesitate also for the others to just tell us where you are from and that we have an understanding. And maybe also, yeah, if you have already a medical device company or you work for a medical device company, tell us just more about you and your company. So it could be also interesting. So from UK, oh, it's from your your place.
Yes, David, yes.
Exactly. So today we have prepared few things.
Yeah.
So mainly, we have also Debbie Gallagher at Heathrow waiting to fly back to Inverness. Okay, so,
Yes.
so it's great to see people that are not only in the office listening
And
to
the
that,
airport.
also the
But-
airport.
But Debbie is also going the correct way on the flight. She's flying back to Scotland.
So from south to north, exactly.
Yeah,
So.
she's flying back away. David will be sitting listening like this Scottish guy.
Where is Cambridge? Is close to London, I suppose?
Well,
Cambridge. Where is Cambridge?
Cambridge is like it's like a kind of maybe like an hour and a half away, like 2 hours, I think. It's like it's not like extremely close, but it's not like miles away.
Okay.
But it's far you can fly.
Okay.
So I think there'd be Stansted. I think it is. I'm not sure. Don't know. My geography is not that great anymore.
And we have also Wendy Garman from South Carolina. California. Sorry. Southern California.
So cool.
San Diego, this kind of area.
Oh, great. So that must be lunchtime-ish. Lunchtime?
I
think. Would that be lunchtime?
We choose the right time, maybe. No, 6 is the morning, I think so. 6 I work a lot with the California side, so it's I think in the morning now.
Oh, for me, if you can let us know what the time is, that'd be great. Because for me, because Scotland's like just really small, right? So when I hear that like America and like these kind of larger places have different time zones, that in the same country, that just to me is just blows my mind. When I hear that, I'm just like, wow, all these in America, you've got like 4 different time zones. It's like it's totally crazy.
5 hours on train. I don't understand the. Oh, she's at Heathrow, but it's a train or it's a plane. Flying.
Flying. If it's Heathrow, it'll be flying.
Okay.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay, so I have prepared a few topics for discussion for today. So maybe we can move on that. Cool. And then, as I said, as usual, we are also here to answer all your questions. So don't hesitate to share the question on the chat here, and we'll mainly try to answer them. So a few updates that we had. First, we have the new update related to the MDCG guidance for classification on medical devices. At first, when I looked at that, I was thinking, I don't see the update. What are we talking about? And this is the problem. You don't see the red line, so you don't know exactly what has changed. Yeah. But there is a table at the beginning explaining some changes. Apparently, the rules of classification have not changed, but it's more the interpretation of some classification rules that have been adjusted, adapted to help you get more things. So mainly, I think there was a lot of interpretation of some rules that were difficult to understand, or some maybe people that read it in that one way or the other way, which can completely change the classification of product. Yeah, totally. And here they are really trying to add more explanation, more examples maybe, or more information about why this is a class 2A, why is this a medical device or an accessory, or is this not a medical device at all, etc. So they are making that for software, for active devices, accessories. I mean, nearly all the rules were having some adjustment for that. So mainly what is really important here is that some people are trying mainly to try to find the rule that is making their device the lowest possible in the classification. Here, mainly the regulators, what they are looking for is mainly if there is a real impact on your on the patient. So it's also something that is really important to understand on classification, because I have some people that contact us, they give us their product and say, oh, I want it to be class 1. Okay. So if you want it to be class 1, remove this, remove that. I mean, at the end you have no product, so it's mainly making no sense also. But this is something that is always a challenge, the classification, because I know that as soon as you reach a certain level, then the scrutiny is higher, so it can be then a bit of problem for some companies. But again, you have the possibility to use some consultants to help you on this. We are doing that every day to mainly verify the classification. You have also some services. I saw that on MHRA, Ireland also, or things, and where you are paying so that they can
£1,000.
Exactly, and then you can give them some the products, and they will make you the classification and verify everything. So it's mainly the actual situation that's happening. So again, if you have a wrong classification, you can maybe spend a lot of time working on all the documentation, etc. And when you will be submitting to the notified body, they will reject everything, but it can be a nightmare for you. So don't hesitate to mainly, as I said, use some support for making that. Anything from your side, Adam?
I think that just on the kind of the update on the MDC, that classification MDCG, I think is interesting, because I think obviously when the organizations do their classification rationale, they are expected to have the to use the table and rule it all out, essentially the diagrams. So it's obviously been seen that around these updated rules, Rule 11, etc., that there is a need for more detail, for manufacturers to justify further against it. So, and I think Rule 11, I've definitely seen a lot of interpretation around that rule as well, and in practice. So I think it's kind of one of the ones.
But I understand this is a bit difficult, this one, because there is a sentence there saying that as soon as there is an information that is used to influence the diagnosis or treatment, then it's class 2A or something like that. But some people are saying that there is only an information only. So I think only information, and it's difficult to find a device that is just providing an information that would not be used for something, for doing a diagnosis or treatment or whatever. So this is a difficulty of this Rule 11 for that. But I said, look at this MDCG and you'll find that. And there is also another MDCG specific for software, and looking at Rule 11 also. So this is maybe something that maybe is more useful for you in that case.
Just to tie this to what's kind of going on in the UK with the draft legislation that the UK released, it doesn't have that equivalent of Rule 11 in that sense, in the same way. So it's kind of, this was something that caused a bit of a stir in industry when it was released in May there, because it diverges a little bit from what INDRF kind of have for SAND basically. So that's where at the moment, with what MHRA proposed, the UK and the EU for software is very different. At the moment, the way it will be from what the MHRA kind of said they might do, but there's obviously a consultation went out on that, which we'll know more about what happens with that. So
I have a question for you, Adam. So do you think that the manufacturer should first write their intended purpose, and then the classification should be done afterwards, or they classify first and then they adapt the products to the intended they adapt the intended purpose to the classification?
So my an early mentor of mine would say to me, no user needs or no intended purpose, no medical device.
Exactly.
So I would always start intended purpose and always go with what your device. What we say in Scotland, we say with all the bells and whistles. Yeah. So if it has all the bells and whistles, write your intended purpose like that, classify it like that, and then look at it and say, okay, we know what this is, and it's a 2A. And then, like you said, if you want it to be a 1, then you might have to remove loads of stuff, and you need to normalize and accept that it's technology, it's engineering. Things need to evolve, things need to change, and functionality will, might have to be removed for it to be a class 1 potentially. So always intended purpose, Munir.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, we have some manufacturers do the other way around, so it's very
no, toujours.
A news from your side?
So there's a few wee things. So from a UK perspective, the MHRA released some guidance for specific medical devices. So 3 types. So there's prosthetic and orthotic devices, and then ophthalmic devices. So these, this was, I'll put these all in the WhatsApp community anyway, these links. But they're very specific guidances, but they look to be the MHRA putting out one of these statements that says, in particular these devices, maybe because they're kind of wanting to focus on them a little bit more and clarify some specific elements. But I'd say just have a look there, because they're very, it talks around for prosthetic sockets. There's quite a lot of detail in there for the actual detail of how the device is classified. So it suggests that maybe the agency are seeing some issues with these devices being classified about the way they're broken down into certain elements. So that's one element, was around that. And then the FDA, jumping across the pond, FDA have also released an update that their application window for the small business requests will open again on the 1st of August. Or not, it will open again the 1st of August. So if anything's submitted before then, it's not. But they basically from 1st of August it's open again, which is good for manufacturers to try and get that small business fee, which I know is a big hit for manufacturers and try to get a 510K.
Remember the cost of small business against business corporate?
It's significant.
I know it's significant, because last time I looked at it was between thousands and then 10,000 or 60,000.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, let's see. So I'll find it and dig it out. But I remember it being quite significant. I remember it changed last year. I believe it changed, but I can't remember what it changed to off the top of my head.
I think it's being a small business is more advantageous for if you can get that. So it's many.
So.
One of the things also that maybe can be interesting to discuss is also this CE certificate. So mainly some people are, it's mainly an experience I had with some manufacturers that get CE certified. And the problem is that when they are launching their products, the marketing starts to write some claims that were never mentioned on the clinical or anything. So mainly there were never things working. So mainly people are thinking that sometimes, because the product is CE certified, and even I suppose FDA or anything that is approved, that then after that you can claim whatever you want and you can add whatever you want on this. So this is not really the rule. So mainly the rule is that you can claim only what you have got approved about. If you want to create new things, so mainly you have to again get a new clinical investigation or whatever. But do you think? I don't know how it's working, but mainly on some companies. But do you think that medical device companies should always involve regulatory affairs to approve the marketing claims?
Either that, or marketing can have lots of training on regulatory affairs.
Also,
so I'd say the whole device is assessed at that time and approved with those claims. Obviously the claims are driven from the clinical evaluation. So within that clinical evaluation, the marketing department should be made aware of the claims that the device is certified against, essentially from the product review perspective. So I'd say they either need to have that little bit of a link between them. That's where you could typically have installation kind of elements where there would be a relation between the two of them from a 1345 perspective.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important that as you mentioned, some departments are trained that maybe it will be less burden also for regulatory, but also to understand that there is some consequences of inventing or claiming things that are not really approved on the market.
Because it's in the website, it's in the MDR that the website is part of auditable scope.
Exactly. Yeah. I have already received some clients that contacted me and said, "Oh, MHRA reviewed our website, they find some keywords that were not fine, and they ask us to provide some justification for those keywords, etc. And when we reviewed that, we said you have to remove that or you have to clean everything.
So
it's really important there.
Yeah, that's worth attention to.
Let's take a question from the audience here. Just the first one. Buntes Schmetterling. Hi everyone, thank you for your time. My question concerning PPW Power.
The packaging waste regulation, that one.
Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, it's your topic. I think last time you discussed.
It's I don't know that about that, but.
So if my suppliers do not comply, it is reasonable to write a risk-based assessment argumentation because the time is too short. You remember what was the time for the implementation of that? Can't remember. Last time I think you took that and you made some research about it.
I think it was this year. I think it was this year. I remember it being this year.
But here they talk about the supplier is not complying. So is it the responsibility of the manufacturer if the supplier is not complying?
I think it's the whole chain.
Because
so if they're using a supplier, I think it's that kind of chain of like the supply chain. But off the top of my head, I'm not sure what this product is. So if we could have a wee bit of clarity just on what the product is.
Why do you think the product is important related to the packaging, or?
In general, I'd just like to know what the product is and what the kind of more just a bit more detail, and then the time is too short. I think the time is too short. I think also you're not going to have with this, you're not going to be, unless it's in a conformity assessment, will this be detected in conformity assessment, then I think if you have a risk-based assessment there, like just to say in case anything comes up, but I think this is really a case of you would just have to try to put the requirements in place as quickly as you could in line with that. And if you've not done it, then essentially you're non-compliant, but you're not going to get reviewed on this.
So I suppose also here you have to use your quality management system to open a non-conformity, open maybe a CAPA or something for that. Have some discussion with the supplier if there is a way that you will change that or you will comply with that. What is the timing also? But for this kind of thing, I don't think on day one they will directly come and audit you and verify what you are doing. I don't think at all. So it's something that is coming really later. I think they will not put in-house resource for doing all this. So I don't think they will check every company one by one. So yes, having maybe just the history that you have identified this situation and you are putting in place an action plan for that, etc., is better than having nothing. So it's many that. But risk-based assessment, I don't know if this is something that. So what would be the risk-based assessment? To just say that it's not risky, so the risk is low or something. So it can be part of your non-conformity to maybe include such thing. But to be honest, also not knowing all the topic, I don't think this is something that can work. Maybe just a risk-based assessment. Say, I have not done it because the risk is low. I mean, if the law says you have to do it, you have to do it. So it's mainly that thing. So it depends on the situation. But for me, first, open a non-conformity or a CAPA, put all the information inside, put in place the actions related to suppliers. Also actions, as you mentioned, maybe a risk-based assessment to just reduce the risk, because you have when you make a CAPA, you have to define what is the risk of this CAPA. And you say low risk, medium risk, or high risk. So then this risk-based assessment can say it's a low risk CAPA because of that. And then you have to put in place the actions there.
Yeah, just manage it in the QMS. I suppose that's the thing with the kind of it's a whole topic in itself, Munir. We could have a whole podcast on this, but the constant battle for continuous compliance, is really something that I suppose we'll never have 100% compliance.
Yeah, but the important here is the fact that here you have your company and you have a third-party company. It's the most difficult part, if I can say, because you cannot control somebody else unless you are like 100% of his business, of his revenue. Then you can pressure him on this thing. But if you are 2% of his revenue and all the rest are not complaining, they will say, I don't need you. So then you can go. But this is difficult.
And one last thing, can I share just money on before we kind of move on to some more queries here? I think if we're good to go. So I think also there was the updated survey on availability of medical devices in the EU is released as well. So that is kind of out on the most up-to-date version with the most up-to-date data. Has been released. So I suppose people looking, I know that one question we would always get money is what is the timelines looking like for certificates between signatures and stuff, and that's really good for.
Oh, he disappeared. Okay, so he was disconnected. So let's wait for him to come back. Okay, he's back.
Sorry, I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, that's connected.
Sorry. But what I can see here was that it shows you all the availability. The surveys, I think that survey is really good.
So you'll put the chat,
I'll put the links. I'll put the links in the
So we have again this Medtech Open Office WhatsApp, so you can just scan the QR code, and then Adam will try to put all the links there. So that mainly we are giving you all the information about that.
Yeah. So this should give everyone a more up-to-date view on how long it's taken for notified bodies to get your agreement signed and issue your certificates and take you through conformity assessment. All of the data is there from the real world. Okay. Really helpful.
So do you have maybe a summary, or what is now the average time for certification?
I did look at this earlier, but there's a lot of information on this. So there's a huge amount of information. But I think the chart I looked at earlier was the kind of the main amount seemed to be around 13 to 18 months from kind of your
it's still like that since a long time now.
So it's just exactly. It's actually it looked like it slightly went up a little bit, but I think that's kind of roughly where we know it's floating. So it looks to be from agreement to your actual certificate.
Just maybe for people. So what we are doing. So for example, on my with my team, what we are doing is that when we have to select a notified body and work with them, we are first looking at the list of notified bodies and check which one are qualified for this product. Then we are selecting maybe out of this list 2 or 3 notified bodies, and then we have a meeting with each of them, 1, 2, or 3 meetings, for example, and then we let the customer choose which one they want and ask them all the questions. We ask them always, what is the timeline, what is the to get a certification, what is the cost, what is everything, etc. So don't just use those reports that are there to just justify that, this will be the time. No, go to each notified body one by one and check with them, because mainly it depends really on their situation. It depends on who they are, if they have resources, if they are big, small, etc. So it's really important that you do your due diligence for each notified body that you are working with.
I'll put that in the chat. It's really helpful.
Okay, so next question from the audience is this one. Kahina Ben Safia Sherfa. We did, is not yet above, a protocol for the summative evaluation, so it's usability then. We'll do in the future weeks in French. Must us rewrite it in English? The same question about the protocol of formative evaluation. The last one is done in approved INCO. Both the documents must be in technical documentation.
Okay.
I think it depends first of your notified body. If you use GMed or I don't know, I can't remember which one it is. We speak French, then I suppose we have to verify with them if they are happy to have that in French. But usually it's in English. All documents are in English. Again, make a distinction between the documents that you present to the notified body and the documents that will present to the people that will do this evaluation. The people that will do the evaluation will be, I suppose, French people, because you said it's in French.
Yeah.
So I suppose you cannot write it in English if somebody has to do the evaluation.
Exactly,
So this is that also. If you present also an instruction for you in French, anything that is presented to the people that will be evaluated should be in the language they understand. So it's French. But I suppose, yes, for the protocol or report at the end, English is better, but to be honest, it depends on your notified body. But English, I will recommend English.
Yeah, I'd say there's the language guide that the commission released, which has I'd say I agree, Monica, you're correct around the depends who your notified body is, depends who your notified body's competent authority is as well. Because that language guide, I'd say, Kahina, just I would have a look for the language requirements from the EU. That lists specifically things like technical documents used for conformity assessment. And if this is in your technical file, then that is used for conformity assessment. And then it lists for each country the requirements that are there for it. So I would take a look at that, and that will help you, and just base it on what your conformity assessment journey and what markets you're intending.
Exactly. Yeah. So maybe again the same. If you go, for example, to Sweden, for example, you will have the documents that presented to the customers or to the users in the Swedish language.
Yeah.
And this is mainly also important. There are some situations here also related to the language. I have some clients that, for example, made usability study in France or wherever in a country in the language, and then when they go to another country, they are using the same usability to say my usability is already done for that. There is a small tweak here, is the fact that sometimes the translation can change the meaning or change what it says, etc. So there can be some of these things that you have to specify to say that is fine. But there was some comments on that also.
Yeah, I'd say that's a good point, because they're slightly separate things. There's the usability report, the summative evaluation, and the activity where that falls in the design control process has a very specific role. So, like you said, if the indicated people are French and they speak French, then that's fine. But you do need to consider when it's going to be used in the conformity assessment, the languages, and make sure that it's going to be appropriate for your notified body, but also your notified body's competent authority.
Exactly.
Yeah, cool.
Next one from David Pinto. So a question for today's session. Our EQMS is very basic. It's really just an EDMS, electronic document management system, with no clever workflows for audit and SIS, etc., like the workflows found on Greenlight Guru, I think, for example. And it just continues here on saying, we are using Excel for tracking audit findings and actions, but it's not great because on one finding typically has multiple corrective actions. And the last question, and the question really is, can you suggest a lightweight software solution which would integrate with MS Office? I mean, yes, I can. I will do a promotion of our.
I'll let you take the lead, Manuel.
I mean, we are offering SmartEye, and SmartEye is integrated with MS Office, so everything is there with MS Office. So Word, Excel.
Oh, is it? Oh, I didn't realize you had an integration there.
Natively, so it's natively. So you can even write directly inside as MS Office. It's like you are in MS Office and do everything. So, and it has all the workflows, all the things, etc. So maybe it could be something to visit. So SmartEye, SmartEye EQMS. So you go just to Google, you put SmartEye EQMS, SmartEye, so smart and I. EQMS. I mean, just in case my French accent is not so good.
It's fine.
And you can ask, I think, for a demo. I think there is a button for demo, whatever. So maybe you can click on it and you can get that. But EQMS is challenging, to be honest, sometimes. So it's don't think that because you have an EQMS everything will be easy. If you are not working on it, if you are not also, it's like you have a nice keyboard with a lot of places with drawers and everything, and if you don't put them things in the right place, if you are not organized, etc., you can have the best EQMS ever, it will not work or not help you at all. So it's mainly something that you have to be careful. So SmartEye, we are working with SmartEye ourselves, so we have our quality management system for easy medical device, for example, in SmartEye. We are also working with some customers and using SmartEye for that. It's working, but yeah, it's what always that I'm saying. SmartEye can be the best tool ever. If you are not organized, if I'm not somebody that is really dedicated to work on quality, if you have, it's difficult also. So it's mainly what I would say for that. You have another suggestion? I made my promotion. Do you have something?
No. I think I agree. I agree with it. Yeah,
I mean, when I say made my promotion, I'm not. It's not my company. It's not Easy Medical Device who has SmartEye. So it's a company called SQ Technologies. But we are helping them to develop those workflows, the tools, the features, etc. So maybe we are helping for that. So it's Anindya Mukherjee, who is the CEO Smart Eye for Smart Eye. But yeah, mainly the point is here that we are helping them and we are using that also. So, but if you ask me, for example, Greenlight Guru, I never use Greenlight Guru, so I don't know how it is it's working. I use some other tools that when I was working at Johnson & Johnson before, but yeah, mainly the one I'm using now is this one, and it's working. So mainly it's helping, it's working.
Yeah. Fair.
What else we have?
Ranjith has a good question on staggering audits.
Okay.
Oh yes.
Is it better to stagger our QMS audits and technical documentation reviews, or submit them concurrently to expedite market entry? What do you mean by stagger? Stagger means stage. You put some stages to.
Yeah. Kind of maybe do some in May, do some in June, do the rest in November.
So we had this discussion. I remember when I was at a conference in Besançon in France, where we had a panel discussion with notified bodies. We had this discussion because we had some notified bodies that said, no, you have to give us everything when everything is ready. And we had some other notified bodies like TÜV Süd, I think, where more like, yeah, we can do staging, but we have to organize that. Because you have some notified bodies that have just one resource, suppose one or two maybe resources that will be reviewing all your documentation. So somebody that is specialized in maybe everything, so it's fine. But you have some notified bodies, BSI, TÜV Süd, etc. They have 4 or 5 assessors, and then, for example, if you provide them the quality, the clinical data, PMS, PMCF, clinical evaluation, etc., only one person will take care of that. But if you go with design and development, it will be another person, etc. So then you can do some staging or many for that, because the notified body will send that to multiple assessors. To be honest, I don't like this methodology. As a user, we had this experience with some notified bodies where we send everything at once, and we received a first batch of non-conformities. Then we reviewed that, and we were happy. We closed everything, and we thought it's done. And then we received the second batch of non-conformities from another assessor. And then the third batch of non-conformities. We said, "What's happening there?"
Yeah, it's never done. It's never done. No,
Usually, I'm receiving one batch, and I have all the topics inside. And this time, I received just clinical batch with information. I thought, we have everything is great. Just the clinical is not good. Then we have to work on that. But no, it was just staged, and it's mainly the issue here. But it depends on notified bodies. You have to discuss.
Yeah. I think also it depends if we're talking staggering QMS audits. If that's just internal QMS audits, if we take this away just from say just NB, and in that sense, if it's just QMS audits, then I'd say the staggering is not. You can stagger your QMS audits.
If you know what you are doing, we do first the QMS with our other consultant, with our manufacturers. We do first QMS. After QMS, because it's completely 2 different teams. The one that are doing the audits on QMS and the one that are doing the technical documentation are completely different. So we have the first QMS review with stage 1 and stage 2. And then later we can submit the technical documentation for later review. So if it's the question about QMS, yes, but if it's technical file, it depends.
And then I'd say whatever method you are at a stage of your readiness will be the best way to present itself as the best way to do it. So if that's staggering it and that allows you to develop your evidence, because the certificate is issued on the basis of evidence. So if you need to stagger elements of your submission to generate that evidence and be able to build that picture, then I'd say that's probably better instead of or you maybe just have to say, okay, we'll submit everything in one go. But again, it depends on who your NB is and what your process is.
Yeah, so I think that's the body you have. So the chance that we have, if I can say, is the fact that we discuss with one authority, we discuss with the notified body. So it's a private company, so we can still have some discussion. There can be some negotiation, if I can say, how you want us to do this, etc., etc. So it's many about that. But it's completely possible.
Yeah. I think just Ranjith, if you want to just let us know if that is specific to just your conformity assessment, and you've mentioned market access, so we think it may be, but also if the query is also just around your general QMS audits, then also we can try and
just one thing, expedite the market entry. So anyway, even if you are making you send multiple lots, batch of documentation or things, you will not be able to enter market until everything is completed anyway.
Yeah.
So yes, maybe this can help to accelerate if there are multiple assessors that are reviewing. But if it is trying to get access to market quickly, it depends really if you have everything ready at the end. So many, it's not like you can enter and then wait for the rest. Okay, so another news maybe that we can share again.
Okay, cool.
I wanted to have maybe some feedback maybe from people that are listening. Is anybody did anybody had a FDA QMSR audit? Because since February we have now these QMSR audits that are or inspections from the FDA, and now the question is more about, did anybody experience that? Was there any highlights? Was there any changes, differences from a notified body maybe, or was there any surprises during this kind of audit, of inspection? Because since February I didn't hear too many people talking to me about maybe some good or bad experience with that. So I don't know if there is anything there. But I was trying to track the warning letters and see if there is any change on warning letters. But there is no information for the moment. So
I am aware of FDA doing some QSR assessments, and kind of warning letters still being issued as a result. So still very much FDA, in that sense. So I think like I don't think much, to be honest, like that when I heard from what I heard about was there was nothing mentioned to me that was too different.
Okay.
Around it was like it was still FDA, still an audit, still had audit criteria. The style was different, but when the person that I know that was referring to this was saying, well, the result was still at the end we still got a warning letter. So the style was more kind of maybe a bit more what we were used to for EU kind of thing, but they were kind of saying, well, yeah, we still got a warning letter, so who cares about the style? So I was like,
again, they are not providing a warning letter as a first intention. First, it's a 483, and then after they answer the 483, then if the answer are not good, then they raise a warning letter. So it's not like directly. So I think I will make also a podcast episode about that. So mainly about warning letters and mainly the fact that a warning letter, when it arrives, it's not arrived because of an inspection. It's arrived because of what happened before. So many.
It's a big summary of a case.
Exactly.
Put together basically, in that sense. So
it's always interesting to read those warning letters and to read what they tell things, because each time it's the same issue. Sometimes CAPAs are not correctly, compliance, etc. So it's something interesting.
Yeah, I also seen there was one thing I wanted to bring up was I need to find the link first. I lost the link. Was around. I think it was an EU document that they released it on. The use of it was on health technology developers, and it was around the use of them developing their dossiers with AI.
Oh, really?
So that's now the third Medtech open office, right, in a row, where each week we've seen a different agency, MHRA, and then EU, and then FDA release something around the use of AI within technical file documentation.
Yeah, I saw that. I think I saw something like that also, that warning saying, I suppose it's like use AI, but read what AI provided and correct it.
Basically, so that's interesting though, isn't it? And like we do these every 2 weeks, so that's like in 6 or 8 weeks we've seen. 8 weeks.
I'm thinking, should we create a training for how to use AI for regulatory affairs or something like that? Because it's as I said, I am using AI for regulatory affairs also, but I'm not using like copy paste. I'm using like give me the information. It helps me to avoid to have to visit 10 websites, to have to read 100 legislation, whatever. So then it summarizes things, and then I can ask him question, write it on that way, changes and that. But again, each time I reread the document, there are some mistakes or some errors or some misunderstanding. I will not say mistake because you don't understand the AI. Don't understand. It's more mistake because maybe I didn't interpret correctly my request, my wish, my objective of what it's providing. Because when I read this, no, it's not what I was thinking. I was thinking about that. Oh, you think about that? Okay, let's rewrite this, etc. So it's something that is interesting. But we have those attempts from FDA to use AI also to review the documentation. So as we said maybe on previous episodes, at the end we'll have regulatory affairs that write documents with AI, and AI will review documents from the agency for the agency. So it's machine to machine discussion then.
I think that is so interesting though, just the timing of it. I think we every 2 weeks. So I remember we had one session off because I was trapped in the Highlands. So in 8 weeks, basically, we've seen 3 different agencies talk about this same topic.
Exactly, and adding to this topic, so the part that is really also important is the cyber security, which is mainly linked to also this element. One thing that is important that can be problem, if I can say, is if you are using AI that is on cloud, like OpenOffice or like OpenAI or like Cloud or whatever. So there are also some alternatives but you have maybe to have some IT skills to directly inside your computer as a local LLM, where you can interrogate and ask and provide and say it's local, so it's not going anywhere outside. So then it's so people are now starting more to go through that way instead of going to OpenAI or to think, because we never know where all those data are going, and at the end we don't know who will be using them.
Then if it's a local model though, then it's only accessible from that device. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you download completely the model. So you don't need to download the big one. Download the one that's sufficient for you, and then you can use it like you are using ChatGPT or whatever. But sometimes you have maybe to update them and change them, etc. But at the end, your questions or your data are not going outside. So it's only on your computer and working with you only. So I'm trying to do that now. I tried many times, so I have some examples. But again, I think I need to buy a computer that is a bit more powerful. Time it's like, oh, you reach your level of power in the computer, and then it crashes a bit sometimes. So, but I think it's the next thing that companies will be doing is to have local. Even for example, you are like, let's say a Johnson & Johnson or Novartis or whatever company. I suppose they will have their own servers with their own LLM for their own employees, so that any discussion that is made about the projects of the company is internal. So it's not like it can be shared with the things. So it will be a good alternative, because everybody will start to use AI. So if you are not providing this solution, they will use AI that is in the cloud. And an issue for you.
Exactly, you have to use it. So I found it there. So it's the Member State Coordination Group on Health Technology Assessment.
Okay.
That said this. So they put out a paper which is guiding principles on the use of artificial intelligence and preparation of dossiers for joint clinical assessments. So this is even earlier stage than technical files for this stuff. This is for HTAs basically. So. But
I would really like to look at that and read also what the AI can provide, and the accuracy and everything, because it's interesting. So mainly AI, as I said, you have to integrate AI. You have to have it. And I see David that is saying mainly the company's AI governance policy must stay one step ahead of the increasing use of AI tools across the company. So yes, having a AI governance policy is
we spoke about this. We spoke about this last time.
Exactly.
We spoke about this exact topic. Yeah.
But also training. I think training of your people about AI. What is AI? How to use AI? What is the danger of AI? Which AI to use? How to use it, etc. Can be also a good investment for your team, because if you don't do it anyway, it will be done outside of the company, and then this can be maybe more damaging for you. So having this training can be maybe an asset for your company.
Yeah. The one of the interest, it's very short, this document, O'Neill. This by the way, this paper is the
it's good because when it's 20 pages, we don't have time to read all this.
It's 3 pages. It's very, very short.
Great.
So
place it also on the
I'll
WhatsApp.
put all of this up there. So one of the salient elements for me is under the section called reporting, and it says the dossier should report as a minimum the following information about the use of AI and preparation of it. And it says that once the name, the version, the date of the AI tool used, the developer of the tool, and the specific purpose for which it was used. So when
who should write that?
That would be the health technology developer would have to what they're saying is basically when you submit this dossier, you need to provide an annex type thing that has this information.
You have to disclose that you have used AI.
Yeah.
And then you have to share all those information.
Yeah. You have to say the name, version, date that was used, who made it, so Claude, whatever.
So, do you think people are ready now to disclose that they are using AI for dossier or whatever?
That's an interesting question from a society perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
Society cultural perspective. I'm not sure, to be honest. But
I think for me in the future it will be normal.
Yeah. It has to be.
It has to be.
This shows this is an example of it becoming more normal.
Exactly. But we have still to, as I said, I think we said that also on the previous episode, but I think the part that will be maybe interesting to keep for the humans is the ethical aspect of using AI, ethical decisions from the AI. AI says do this, do that, and then there are some ethical review, like regulatory will become ethical. So AI will do regulatory.
Yeah, basically, we become ethics.
And we'll now look at ethical aspect of the regulatory decision.
Ethical AI.
Ethical AI, exactly.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
But this is, I think, the thing that AI cannot manage for the moment because this ethic is something that's more human. But
what that reporting that they call it reporting, but like in the kind of AI medical device world, what we would call that is explainability. Explainability, yeah. So it's essentially what they're trying to say is they want to see the kind of the particular AI that was used. You know, when we do devices, we want to see deeper into that device if it's an AI device, as into when it made the decision, why it made that decision, the rationale behind it. You know, the explanation of why the output was what it was essentially. So you know, kind of measuring the inputs. That's kind of what they're saying there. They're just not calling it explainability, you know. So I think it's interesting from a, you know, I think what they're kind of saying here is they're saying it's okay if you use it. Tell us how.
Yeah, tell us how. Disclose things. So yeah.
But like I think, like you said, Mania, I think you've hit the nail on the head. What you're saying is are people ready to say, yeah, here we've used it, or are they not because maybe they've not got maybe they haven't used it correctly, and they're concerned that they might get something kind of raised upon them for that, you know. And then it says, right, okay, well, what about the training to be able to submit that properly?
I think it was the same discussion you remember before when we had the pictures on advertisement that were maybe photoshopped. Changes. Now you have to write it that it was now some Photoshop.
AI generated. Yeah.
Exactly. So maybe this is the same idea here. Like you have to disclose that things, that information. To the people. Okay. Anything else from your side?
No, I have those things. That was mostly all of my kind of updates there. There was one more Team NB document that was released. I've seen around pre-application, application, post-application phases. That was released on the 15th, so I'm not on the 15th of July, so I don't know if we would have covered that last time.
Don't know.
Probably,
no,
probably not. So Team Notified Body are really busy.
I mean, because there is this new rule that Notified Body now has to track some timing. They have to meet all the timing for submission,
the pauses,
etc. So now they are trying to fight back to explain this is not good for us. We don't like it, and mainly this is, I think, what makes them like they are issuing a lot of things, and a lot of decisions are starting to be raised by the EU Commission and things, and now they are trying to put some position paper to fight back, if I can say, on this. Which is normal, which is not there is no problem about that. It's just a debate, and we will see mainly how it is going. But Team NB are a little bit busy now with a lot of.
They are, yeah. It's an interesting thing because it's kind of like what we spoke about briefly before we came on, around what does the regulatory world look like next year, this time next year, you know, kind of thing. When we look at this time next year, the targeted evaluation will have been released 18 months ago. So where will we be? I'm really curious where we'll be from a UK perspective.
Yeah, true. UK is the part. By the way, I have we have issued EMD magazine this month.
Cool.
For UK, so specifically target on UK changes, UK responsible person, UK market, changes also on clinical evaluation, investigation for UK, etc. So don't hesitate also to go on our website, so easymedicaldevice.com, and there is a specific page for the magazine. And don't if you want more to have some information about that, so mainly it can provide you some.
I think I was meant to write something for that. I can't remember if we were meant to do something for that.
What?
If I was meant to write something for that, I can't remember.
You write something? Yeah. I asked you to write something, but you are.
Yes. Sorry. So I think that's very interesting, kind of where that's going. You know, it's definitely worth keeping an eye on in the EU world, and then I think, you know, 2027 UK, I think it'd be really interesting to see what's going on here. You know, in that sense, and where we are, AI devices. I think I've seen there's also there's a specific AI standard on QMSs released as well.
I saw that 20 something, 20.
It's like It's like 1826.
1826.
1826 doesn't really roll off the tongue that you know.
Okay.
1826. Is it 1826? No, 18269. That's it. Oh wait, 18286. That's it. Cool. Yeah, that's so it's specific on AI.
So it's released, or it's in progress, or what is it?
I believe it is. I think it is today. I've seen something about this.
I saw on LinkedIn a post about that. I didn't have the chance to check it correctly, but.
What maybe we look now? We can do that as a little closing comment. 18286. Let's see. Hmm.
1826.
I think it was, yeah. Let me see. It's not come to mind straight away.
No, it's not this one.
No, because I'm getting a different one for that. Okay. AI quality management for regulatory purposes. Yes, cool. This is ES. Yeah, it's published apparently. Yeah, it's published as of yesterday. As of yesterday, published.
Okay. What's it? So again, the number is
18286 EN
18286. Okay.
Yeah, so it's not it doesn't look like it's an ISO standard.
IEC?
The EN, it seems. BSEN, yeah.
EN, yeah. Yeah, no, I wanted to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why it didn't come up straight away, yeah. So that's very cool. So then we're going to have, 42,001?
Yeah.
18286.
22989.
So, yeah, and then there's also...
There is a full list.
And we've got risk management specific standards. Like, the amount of standards on AI is really...
I mean, we need that because at the end, even for us as manufacturers, when we start to discuss about testing, how we verify this and that, we are not an expert on this. So we have to have some standards that are existing and helping us for that, and also benchmarking all what the others are doing also. So it's many
that's really helpful. Yeah, it's really helpful. So as of yesterday, so that's very interesting. Very cool.
Okay, so I think we arrive at the end now about this episode. But as we said, so it's the last episode for the season.
Yes.
So we'll the objective, I think, Adam, will be to come back on September. We have also some projects to separate, as I've said, some have a website for it, have a specific channel for it, etc. So this is the objective. But we'll see if on September, after our holidays, we have still some power to do all this and
take some time, get some rest.
But again, so thanks again for all the people that are participating.
Yes.
This episode with all your questions, everything. It's always happy. Your comment last time, I think if I remember, Adam, when you closed last time, you said, "Oh, I can do this for hours."
It's great. It's so cool. It's such a nice, like, with the interaction. See, you really feel like your feet is on the ground with the kind of questions you get from people. It's really cool, So I really enjoyed this season.
Great. So let's make the next season better. So I said we are going on holiday now, so we'll enjoy a bit of rest. But we'll come back on September and we'll have again a lot of other topics to discuss. But again, just for people that are listening again, so if you have specific topics that you want us to bring to this episode, questions that things or recurring items, like you say, can we have every time on this episode this kind of information, It can be also good for us because then we have some homework from our side to prepare the episode to arrive with the information that you maybe need there. So don't hesitate to reach out to us and to let us know. Okay, Adam, thank you again. Have a good night.
Thank you, everyone.
And
take care.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
See you.